We'll get them warmed up. So start with your hands behind your head, lift up your knees, and then start with a modified crisscross, meaning you can keep your knees in a bit closer than usual. But as you warm up, take a longer leg. So feel your ribs pull down. Feel your opposite shoulder blade come off the mat. And now if you're feeling warmed up, make sure the belly's pulling in with your exhale, by the way. But if you're feeling warmed up, extend the legs. The knee is long each time. And then you can even go a little lower as long as you can keep your ribs down. Pull your toes back and we'll do 10 more. We're going to warm up from the center out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now on the 10, put your feet down and curl up. We're doing a bridge as a way to counterpose the fact that the hips were in flexion. We're counterposing, so hold 10, 2, 3, hips are up, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then on the 10, we're going to take our hips down, lift up the right leg, extend the left leg, but at 45 degrees. So we're going to start modified. Take an inhale, exhale, lift up, and then do a little scissor. And your scissors might get a bit bigger as you're warmed up. Belly in. Belly in. Now pull your toes back. Do 10 more. 9. The legs might be getting in a bigger scissor depending on how you're feeling. Your ribs must be down though. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now the feet come down, the head comes down, curl up. Hold that extension in your hips. Hold that bridge. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, good. 6, 7, 8, 9. Now lower your spine down. You can articulate through your lumbar. And then take the shins in your hands. Now I'm going to start modified. You're going to stretch up your arms and legs, double leg stretch, and then hug your shins. For a little harder, stretch your arms and legs a little further from midline. Hug. Now, when you're ready, lift up. We're going to take 10 of these double leg stretches. The main key is your ribs are down when your legs are farther away from you. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then hug. This time, when you hug your shins, take a little rock right, a little rock left. You want to feel like your hips are relaxing. You want to feel like your low back's relaxing. We're going to take our hands behind the head and take a single straight leg stretch with rotation. So lift up your legs. Take your left shoulder to your right leg as you do a pair of scissors. Exhale, rotate. So opposite legs, like that single straight leg stretch we did earlier, but now we're adding a flexion and a rotation. Take 8 more, 7, ribs down, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, recover. Now, the head's down, but you can take happy baby. So grab your feet, pull the knees down. Now we have a little bit of a hamstring wake up. Let's add a rock. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Now the legs are up. We're going to do 3 modified double leg lowers. So with our head down. 1, this will give our neck a chance to breathe. Now pull your toes back. 2, point and flex. All right, if you would like to add on, hands behind your head, lift your shoulder blades up and stay up, and take 10, 2, yep, that's 3, and it's okay to be small on these. 4, 5, 6, hoping you feel your abs now. 7, yep, 8, abdominal Monday. 9, I love that, you can feel it. And then 10. All right, leave your head down, take your right ankle to your left thigh, reach your hands through. Again, let's do some rocks while we're in these stretches. It feels like it loosens up the hips. Release any tension. 5, 4. Now we're going to take the other ankle to thigh, left ankle to right thigh, reach your hand through, and then add a little rock. Awesome. And it feels so good. You're adding a rock, you're scanning. Where am I tight? Where can I release tension? 5, 4, there you go. 3, 2, and then 1. Now I'm going to break this one up. Both hands are on the floor. Take an exhale to lift your pelvis off the mat. So pelvic lift is one of the names of these exercises, but I am going to be layering. So at this point, you're starting with lower. Now, if you don't know what's going on, you want to help your abs, you can put your hands on the area between your pubic bone and your belly button, and even towards your xiphoid process. So that should feel like it's active. You're not knee kicking here. The second part, if you would like to add on, is hands behind your head. Now, we're going to go up both ends together, 10 reps. 2, double crunch. If you have trouble and you just can't overcome it, pick one of the ends to work on. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, hug and just let me see rocking. You're just doing something that counterposes it. On this one, I'm going to leave the head down, left leg down long, right leg up. Now the leg in the air will do 5 large circles one way. The modification is to bend either or both knees or to make the smaller circle smaller. But I want you to feel your ribs pulling down. And take 5 the other way, so your pubic bone will probably pull up a little bit, your ribs will pull down a little bit, so you have some ab tone. If you touch, your abs should be on. All right, leave that leg in the air and either stay here or come up and do Utthita Padangusthasana, which is holding on to the big toe pose. One leg up, one leg hovering. Now, you can make this modified by bending in the knee that's close to you in the air, or holding on to your knee or thigh, your calf instead of your toe. You're probably looking at the far toes, so your chin might be tucked good. Inhale. Now relax. We're going to do that pattern on the other side. So take the other leg up, draw 5 large circles. One way, and then 5 large circles the other way. The leg is going to stay in the air. Now inhale, exhale. You can walk up, you can try to find the toe, hover the other leg, and do Utthita Padangusthasana. 10, 2, belly in, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hug, relax. This one, what I'm going to do, you look good. I'm going to make sure I have enough room for my wall. It's called partner drill abs. So pretend I'm with you. Hands beside your hips, lift up. Now, a modified would be your legs lower slightly to the left, as if I'm beside you and you have to clear my legs. Come up, vertical, slightly to the right. Now, if you want it harder, touch your heels to the floor. Pretend like I'm facing you, legs facing each other. And we have to avoid each other's legs. So you're going slightly left and you're going slightly right. Now, when you go down, you want to feel your ribs connect to the mat. All right, we're doing 4 more. I'm hoping you feel your abs. 4. Good, they're on fire. Be careful what you ask for right now. Just kidding. It's a good one. It's really fun to get the abs. And then that soreness, it's a nice confirmation, I know. Hug them in, take a moment. Now we're going to do a bridge just to let the hips extend and to kind of let that low back decompress. Let the abs have a bit of a recovery because we're going to continue, but just let them have a counter pose. 5. Inhale. And then exhale, lower down. All right, this is going to be a bicycle. So the very first part is lift up your legs and pretend you're bicycling in the air. If you want it harder, bicycle a little further away from you. If you want an easier bike in over top of you. Now, if you would like to come up, you can come up 30 degrees, or you can take 6 bicycles where you go all the way up. Tush. 3, good. 4, 5, and then 6. Take a little breather up here. Okay, I know you can feel it. Big stretched arms, awesome. I know, really good. So this is your day. We're going to do some abs. And hello, like you to find your, if you want, now please make it optional if you want, but you're going to grab your foam roller if you would like, or you're going to just do this on the floor. So if you're grabbing your foam roller, you're putting your foam roller on the toe or leg end. Your forearms are down on the mat. Now at first, so we're going to set up our plank. Hold, and then I'll just go over some cues. Now, you're on the shin muscle so that you're not on the bone. In other words, if you're on your roller, make sure it's comfortable on your muscle, not your bone. Just hold. This is one where the low back could get accidentally too arched, but you are not. So good, you're not letting your low back get too lordotic. Now take an inhale. Yeah, you look good. And then almost got view blocked. Okay, a little child's pose. And if that's going on, you can, if you're doing fine, we're gonna go forward and back. There you go, I can see better. So once you're on your elbows, you go forward a little and back a little. It's not even that big, but you wanna pull your belly in, or up, I should say. I'm gonna tuck my shirt in a little better. Okay, that a girl. Good, you're finding it. And I saw you texted, I was back to back, but you've got hip issue. Yeah, do that for instead, that's a girl. Yep, use it as mobility and take a child's pose here. And on Mondays, I'm back to back from 5 a.m. So I saw you texted, but I couldn't get to it. Hold here. And then, let me see, do one more. This is gonna be a hip lift. So go to your forearms, and then you might just do a bridge like you were doing, Miss Catherine, to get that hip warmed up. So you'll go up and down, and yep, and it doesn't, is that hurting? And up, 5, good. It's like a dolphin, that one that's like a down dog, but on your forearms. Do 3, 2, and 1. Take a little breather. Nice job. So it could be a child's pose, it could be a windshield wipe, just some type of release. Awesome. And then you can come to a hands and knees, but if you need to pad your knees, then do that because you don't want to have any joint pain that's unnecessary. Another trick for your hands is to fold your knuckles under. Now, right arm, left leg, extend, and then put it back. Your goal is to keep your back flat. Left arm, right leg. The word flat, I mean neutral really, because the back isn't flat, is it? It's got curves. Now, if you want this harder, take your toes off of all legs and then extend. You're trying not to let your pelvis rotate. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, now I'm going to add a toe under child pose. So push back through your hips. Let your toes stretch out. That often helps the joints of the body because when the feet are flexible and the ankles are flexible, it absorbs shock. All right, either take a down dog or a dolphin, your choice. So this will stretch out the calves. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, come into hands and knees and do a little cat-cow, which is flexion, extension, flexion, extension. So really warming up the back. Now you want to be responsible for how you feel and what's good for you. This is articulation. And if you want more, you lift your knees and you take the beast, which is articulation. And if you want more, you take down dog, lift up, articulation, up dog, tuck, lumbar middle upper, and tuck, and lift. And one more. Breathe in. And exhale. All right. Lower down, take a sip. Good job. Nice job. And I want to see how the side planks here are. If you need extra padding, grab a mat, double it up, and arm up and hold. Now, I'm going to just give a few extra cues to make sure we're feeling this right here. If you're not sure, touch. This should feel like it's active. When your arm is up like this, if the low back tends to get lordotic, you want to feel this right here too, because it's keeping you from lordosis. All right, inhale. Now lower the hip. So good job checking those areas, because we're it may be that you cannot see everything I'm doing, so I'm trying to give the tactile so you can feel it on yourself. This shoulder blade's down the back. This part of your abs should feel active. If when you lift your arm, your low back thinks about doing a lordosis, pull that pubic bone up, and this should be on, and the ribs are pulling down. So now you can feel, what do I need to feel? And then lower down. Really good. All right, come back down. Take a basic bridge, curl your spine up and down. And you remember how we did this in cat-cow in flexion extension? You want to feel like you can, every single vertebra, go up and down. And because you can feel the ground, unlike when you do cat-cow, you could probably get more feedback loop how that lumbar spine is doing. Now, if you want to add on, take a leg up, curl, up and down, up and down. And then let that foot down, and then curl up and down. Okay, if you want to add on from there, take your other hip lift. So notice my hips are off the ground, and then point and flex. And work that leg, work that ankle, work those toes. Good, and your neck has a space underneath it. Your hips are level. And you're gonna let that foot down, take your other one. Take the foot down, lower your spine when you're ready. Now, we did a child's pose earlier. If you didn't get to do that, Catherine, you can take that, or if you want to take this really wide angle V, inner thighs. So what we did at the beginning, the first 15 minutes, we mixed up our stretches for the hips, but hold 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Nice. So on this next one, I'm going to give you layers. The hands are behind the head. Crunch up 5 times. Now when you do this and you're up, you want to see your belly pull down. You might even feel a little abdominal tone right above the pubic bone. The ribs are pulling down as well. Now if you want to add on, you could take your legs a bit longer. A modification would be just do what I showed you, the 30-degree crunch, and then go up and down. This one is called the roll-up. It also involves coordination and mobility. You reach over your toes and inhale, but you're not stretching to the point where you have any pain in your sit bones at the hamstring or ischial tuberosity attachment. Breathe in, sequence the spine, exhale the abs, help you up. Breathe in. Gorgeous. Now, you're going to take a full body stretch at the bottom. We're not done, but we're just going to do a little shifting. I want you to feel like one heel goes past the other from the waist, the QL. You can even do that in the arms. All right, now we're going to be adding on. So get your hips feeling like they're level, the feet are lengthened to the same. Now the move is exhale to come up like you did. Peel the spine off the mat like it's a sticker. The reach is the same. Now this is the difference. You'll stack the spine. You're like a hardcover book. And then roll your spine down. Now inhale. Now if you can, the harder would be to keep your fingertips beside your temples and come up. But if you cannot, let your arms go long. Stack the spine, and when you're going to fight gravity, you resist gravity's pull as you hinge, and then you sequence. Take an inhale. Exhale. If you need to, your arms go long, but if you can add this challenge, keep your fingertips beside your temples, roll over your femurs, stack your spine long. Now you're a hardcover book. It makes you think what books you're reading when I say that, doesn't it? It makes me think. And then roll down when you need to. All right, inhale. Exhale, flexion. Go over, lengthen, hinge, flexion. One more. And exhale. Up. I said one more and might have done two more. It's possible that happened. And then hinge. And then a full body stretch. Sometimes I like to do one for good measure. All right, take arms long, shift through your femurs. Nice. Now, once you're down and you feel stretched out, do you feel like the left is even than the right? Because sometimes one side's a little tighter. Like my right side needs a little bit more focus. So I'm going to give it a little bit more focus on the lengthening part. So the left leg's lengthening easier, and I want to give the right. So see what you notice. And then take your feet, sliding them up, and I'm going to show the corkscrew, but I'm going to do it in layers. So hands beside your pelvis. So I'm showing a modification of knees bending, and then you do one clockwise and one counterclockwise. Now I'm keeping the ribs down. I want you to keep the ribs down. Yeah, and if you have trouble with your head or neck on this, you can put a little pillow here, no problem. Okay, the next is to increase the length of your knees and then increase the size of the circle. Still showing a modified corkscrew because traditional corkscrew has a shoulder stand in it. Good. So I'll just add on where you wouldn't use a pillow, but you could lift up like in the 12 o'clock position. Lift up and then circle. So these are all harder. You can even go up and lift up. And we're going to take about 4 more. If you need to come out early, please stretch your hips or stretch your back. 1 more each way. I like to make sure you did the same number clockwise as counterclockwise. Now, what we'll do as a stretch is take one leg long, so I'll say left and then right knee over. Now hold on to that thigh, right arm out. 10. This should feel like back. This should feel like hip. This should feel like shoulder. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Now notice how that feels. Realign your spine, and then once you feel realigned, right leg long, and take your left knee over. I have to adjust my mic, but please go if you're ready. Hand to knee, the other arm out, and you could take your gaze that way, but please feel free to close your eyes and really relax into the stretch. Gently bring it back. Now, when you're level on your pelvis, take the right hand to your right knee real soft, the left hand to your left knee real soft, and stir the femurs in a big circle in your acetabulum. This helps pump lymph, and this helps circulate synovial, get the synovial fluid going. So you're go big, go big, go big, but you're not hard on your knees. You're just using the hands to help encourage the knee in a circle. All right. All right, a little bit like a butterfly. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now the feet are going to be on the ground. You might walk them away a little bit, some toe walking out like an inchworm, and then the right leg's up. Now the first stage is to come up and do a 30-degree crunch. We'll do 3 of those. And that may be what you do, or you might, it's called climb a tree up, and this left foot can be further away. Now inhale, stretch, exhale up. We're going to do 4 of these, or you can continue doing your low crunch. All right, now we're on the other side. If you have to adjust anything like your waistband, go for it, or your shirt so you don't have that wrinkling underneath you. Okay, leg up, and then we'll do 3 of these abdominal crunches, ideally up so high your shoulder blades are off the ground. Make sure you can rock your right toes further away. Now on the inhale, you can prepare, and on the exhale, you can do climb a tree. You want to feel your abs, so you're not yanking your leg, but you are walking up like a monkey climb a tree. Inhale. And again, up. Nice. Now when you get down, let your feet go a little wider than a bridge pose would be. Now drop your inner right knee down. Pick up the left ankle and let the weight of your left ankle rest on the thigh. Now arms can go up for a little additional shoulder and low back stretch. Let your exhales release all tension into the floor like you're melting at the beach into the sand. 10. Now take an inhale and then come up. And now your feet are wide. Drop your inner left knee down, and then your right ankle is resting. You got it. And then arms up. The breath is through the nose. Fill your belly, your ribs, your apex. We're going to take another inhale. And on the exhale, we're just pulling in the legs to kind of neutralize after that asymmetric stretch. You're welcome to add a rock as well. And then I'm going to have us take our hands underneath the thighs, pop up. And I haven't encouraged us to get a lot of drink so far, so please take a 2 or 3 or so sips. Make sure you're getting enough drinks. I know it's hot there. You know, it's bad when it's hotter in Virginia than it is in southern Utah, right? Oh yeah, it may not be hot in Michigan. I don't know. It's probably hot there too, right? I've been adding on arms with us. I want us to do 10 to 15 push-ups, and I want you to find what's the best for you. So one way is standing on the wall. Try the elbow in narrow if you're doing that. Another way is to do hands and knees. So just, I'm going to offer a lot of layers. Find out which one you need today. Another one is hands and knees like all fours. Another one is hands and knees back. You got it? And another one is toes. So you just, I'd say 10 to 15. You're self-regulating. self-selecting your range of motion. And then take a breather. And then we're going to take one of those fitness test squats on the wall. So I'm going to have us, Catherine, you might just stay up. I'm going to have us come up. If you can, do this without your feet. And I'm going to, I have a clock in the side. The challenge is 2 minutes. And I'll count us down. So get ready, try to find 90 degrees. Here we go. What I'll do is call out the times and just do the best you can. And that was already 10. Good. And I'll call out frequent times. 20, 25, 30, 35. So keep the breathing. 40. And if you do need to come out, but then try to jump back in. 45. 50. It's easier to suffer with others, isn't it? We're testing our fitness. 55. Here we go. We're almost at a minute. All right, that's a minute. You can try another minute if you can. Legs strong. Strong thoughts. Yep, shake it out. Come back in if you need to. 10. This was off the Peter Attia, Andrew Huberman podcast where the Optimal Longevity with Peter Attia, he wrote the longevity book. He has different fitness measures they gathered from research. And this is one of them, 2 minute squat on the wall. Keep going. Only 25 more seconds left. So even if you have to come out, it's okay. It's kind of like at least you've touched base with it, right? All right, keep going. You're doing great. 15 more seconds, guys. All right, 5 more seconds. And then slide up. Woo! Take a little breather, take a sip. Nice job. So that was a functional fitness test. Just kind of see where you did. And it's easy. You say, oh, I might be able to do 5 more seconds next week, right? Now this one's one we've already been working on, but try your one-footed balance and then we'll add a dynamic. So lift and spread your toes. I do like this because there's so much research on how it decreases the risk of falls. I don't want anyone on my watch to be at risk of falling. All right, so tree. I'm doing a 30-second and I'm actually using the timer and not my Pilates quick counting. So I've got the watch on the wall if you see my eyes avert there. So we're already at 10. High tree, looking good. Just do the best you can. 5. Inhale. And then lower down, and we're gonna let everything shake out. We're gonna do a lift and spread the toes. Take the other side. Your high tree, if you can. Whoa, let me give myself another go. Okay, now I'm going to give us a 30-second count. I am going to start now. I see your arms are up in the air. Good. 5. That's okay. Just get right back up. 10. 15. 20. 25. And then 30. Nice job. Let it go. All right, shake it out if you need to. We're going to take a 10-second two-legged squat, but no wall. And you'll see why in a moment because we want to I'm going to do a single challenge in this bent knee, but for now, just take 10. Because we already did the 2-minute wall squat, I'm not going to kill our legs. 3. Good, good. That looks pretty good. And 3, 2. Now you'll stand, let the blood pressure adjust. There it is. And then we're going to do a single leg squat for 10 seconds. Get ready. Have a seat. You could just lift up a foot or put your ankle on your thigh. And hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Good. 4, that's a way to do it. 3, 2, and then 1. Just notice it. It'll get easier. Now, there's a blood pressure shift. There's mine. Take a few breaths. Make sure you're regulated before you start. So you want to have a full tank. So now I'm regulated. If you're regulated too, come down to a squat. And you could just lift your foot and keep your pelvis level. Or you could put your ankle on your thigh. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I found that one was a little harder. Also, we did that challenge, grab a sip, after we did the 2-minute squat. So come on up, take a sip. And I'm going to take, this is just sort of touching base with things, but take your heels up and then rock through your toes. Take your heels up. Now, notice what I'm doing. I'm not doing this. It's a common compensation. It's from the ankle. So move my hands. Is that good? Can you see that? Yeah, I'm trying not to make it. Yeah, I'm trying not to make it from the hips, which would be tempting, right? So I'm also keeping the knees long. Some people do a calf raise with a knee flexion instead of a calf raise, but I want you to go up high, all the toes have weight, and lift the toes. So now we won't shuffle. All right, now if that's your move, then that's your move. Take 10 calf raises all by one by itself if you can. Go as high as you can. So Karen, you might want to grab your, yeah. Now we're doing 10 and 10. So when you're done, and make sure your knee isn't pushing forward. You're doing a long, you're getting taller. If you were next to hash marks on the wall, your height would grow the length of your foot, right? You'd go up. Now you can keep doing that, or if you can take, this is for pliancy, pogo, which is just the ankles, about 10. This is pogo. Yeah, if it doesn't work for you, do calves. And then for bone density, we do 6 jumps, and we're going to do it 3 times. So you could go throughout your day and do this, but we're going to do 6 jumps. If you need to do calves or pogo or something else, do. But up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, notice the heart rate might have gotten up. You can make a challenge of getting your homeostasis back. There was that great study with people that did jumps, 6 jumps 10 times a day, and their bone density increased more than people that ran. So if you're struggling with osteopenia, this is something to add to your program, or if you just want to be preventative like me, I like to be preventative. All right, so we're going to do 6 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, knocking on the door of life, awesome. This is knocking on the door of life, qigong. Notice you're getting your biofeedback, you're getting your breathing back. We're going to take 6 more of those, but you're getting all your reserves before you jump, so you can actually give it your all, kind of like a hit, high intensity. So when you're ready, we'll do 6. Lift. You might be able to go higher. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome job, guys. Grab a sip. Really good. I'm going to come down without using my hands on my legs. Good job. And then I'm going to get you to your sideways position. Take your arm. This is going to feel nice after all that. I will tell you, you can put your hands on your waist and lift up. These muscles should be firing. Yep. 6. You should feel your abs. And your pubic bone pulls up a little bit. So you feel the abs. They run from the pubic bone to the xiphoid, 5th ribs, all in here. Neck soft. You see I had to relax my neck. Jaw soft. Other side, 20. Good job. Arm like a pillow. If you're proprioceptive like me, you might like that hand in the area that we're working. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20. Awesome job. So you're going to come up to your forearm for a moment. If you cannot, you can always lie down. I want to just hit the femurs, the hip. That's an area that people tend to break. And top 3 areas I don't want us to. So I want to build some strength around that hip. And notice how it's a little different than how you walk. It's a different plane. 4. And the modification would be lie in your arm. 5, 6, stay lifted. 7, 8, 9. Now flex the foot. So you see we always try to integrate ankle movements. You'll see when people shuffle or they don't lift up their toes, you'll see how important the ankles are for gait, balance, and flexibility and not falling, preventing falls. All right, now we're going to complement that with the bottom leg. Take your leg forward. Take your bottom leg. Now this is the inner thigh. It should be working. Point on the first set. Feel your waist. Pull in right before you lift your leg. Also working in different planes helps the brain. We want to keep the brain sharp. So exercise is one of the best ways. Pull your toes back. Go up and around. 5, 6, really pull the pinky toe back. 7, yes, 8, 9. Good. All right, and then the other side, okay? And then go to this side. Do you remember what it was? The neural patterning is good for the brain. So your elbows up. You hold yourself up. I can look down and see my toes. Draw 10 circles, point. Good. Point through your toes. Go higher than you think you can. Flex. All right, you're going to pull your toes back, lift up. Now when you lift your leg, your body, your torso might be tempted to drop, but you're going to stay up. Good. Strong scapula down the back. Q. Now you're going to go down. Arm on the arm underneath the ear like a pillow. Bottom leg, you want to feel point. Yeah. Point through your toes. Yep, energy through that toe. Flex. Now the pinky toe goes back on this. You want a solid, strong foot. You don't want to invert it like how most people sprain their ankle. You want to pull all the toes back. Your ankle should feel solid. Nice job. Grab a sip. You're doing great. Good job. If you have a Dynaband and you have a block or a foam roller, grab it. We're going to do a hips up. So I'm going to use my block and then under the sacral area and then one leg up. Grab the band. You can wrap it once or twice. So you want to feel like you can relax your psoas on the poor leg, the down leg, and the hamstring on the top leg. There you go. Oh, that a girl. Also, feel the low back decompress. The lumbar spine is the vertebrae getting more space between them. As it's anti-gravity, it's going the opposite way that it normally does. Now take the leg across, 10. Go out like a T, or excuse me, like a V. I like how this changes how the psoas feels on the bottom leg. So see if that must be tight on me, it must need it. So see if you feel that. And when that's tight, it can create some low back tightness. All right, we're going to let that foot out, and you can take one leg, the other leg down, and that other leg up. Wrap your foot. Okay. Okay. What's that psoas feel like? What's your hamstring feel like? Take it across. You can take it open. And then just gently relax, but I'd like you to try to take both legs over. A lot of times, though, the foam roller has to go a little lower. I don't want you to feel like your low back's jammed. I want you to feel like there's a nice release in the psoas. And then palms face up is always nice, or even like a little finger pulse is nice. Now, when you breathe, it's a real diaphragmatic breath. So breathe in and feel your diaphragm. Now, when you exhale, try to let go. See if you can feel space between your back. You're relaxing any tension there. I just let go of the ribs. There was some tension. Breathe in. Notice how you feel. Neck is soft. Glide your feet on the mat. Yeah, and then barely lift up, so you don't want to use much energy. Now we're going to take a quad stretch. I'm going to turn so you can see the one way is on your side. Pull your heel back. Another way is to lie on your foam roller and put your shin under. Yeah, knee in line. Yep. Now the diaphragmatic breath. take the other side. You're welcome to turn around. I'm going to face you, so I'm going to switch which arm I'm on. Take your heel towards your glute. Does one leg feel different than the other? Does one leg sort of abduct more, or what do you feel on that? If you have a tighter quad and you want to stay there a couple more breath cycles of inhale, exhale, please do. Now that breath, that diaphragmatic breath. Breathe in. Now what we'll do is put our feet up on the wall, and I would recommend using a block or a foam roller so that your pelvis is more elevated. So I'm going to demo. And this is going to help the vessels as well. Once you're up and you're comfortable, let your mind soften, let your eyes close. Relax your body more as you're here. Get lost in the breath. Give the mind a break. More creative ideas will come anyway. Now when you're ready, you can slide your body off the block. You can take your time and come up towards a seated position that's comfortable for you. Neck is soft. And still let the breath be soft. We're going to just drop an ear to shoulder, and then you can reach down the opposite arm if you can. Some of you might even like to gently assist. Just relax all tension though. Head a little bit more diagonal and you'll get that levator scapula. Go up and over. Levator scapula diagonal. Chin to chest. Come up and then just turn right only in the cervical, not in the thoracic. So you've just got a little rotation. And over to the other side. And then try to find neutral. Try to find the head is lifted, the shoulders are gently down the back, the ribs are over the pelvis. And now the breath is full through your nose, belly, ribs, heart. Breathing through the nose is good for immunity, good for the hormones. And then just notice how clear you are. And we'll set an intention today that in that clarity is where all the good ideas come. I'm open and receptive to all of the creative and intuitive urges of inspiration that are